Hey team, how are you? Welcome to 2022. Just checking that I've got this all technically sorted out. Yeah, it is. How are you finding it so far? I mean, I don't know where you are in the world, in this January, whether you're in Australia or elsewhere, but it's been a topsy-turvy time. So I'm sending my love to you and your family, and sending my thoughts and goodwill for the year ahead, and hope you're well and healthy. So what I want to talk about today is what you're going to need for this year, whether you're running a team in a business, whether you're looking for direction and clarity for that team, whether you're a leader, manager, director of in a company or an organization, and you've been managing virtually for the last couple of years. Or whether you're thinking about a changing career. These ideas are universal ideas. They're things that will cut across whatever you do in the year ahead, and they're going to help you thrive and survive, and hopefully eventually make an impact, make a serious impact. So let me just talk you through it. 2022 leadership skills. If we sort of try to highlight some of the stuff that I've written down here, there's a lot of words, but let me just simplify this for you. There's essentially three things that I think are going to be important this year. The first is trust, the second is inner strength, and the third is being in flow. Now, let me explain to you what I mean by these and why they're leadership strengths. Let's first of all go to here. So I think that for over the last couple of years, everyone, whether you like it or not, me included, we've had times when we've been in what I call a contracted state. What we mean by that is we're kind of in permanent stress and fatigue. Rather than feeling energetic, we're feeling flat. And the first thing that I think we need to work on and focus on is self-care and the foundations of our life, things like the physical foundations, the emotional foundations, the spiritual foundations, and the mental foundations. And what are you doing in each of those aspects to make you feel whole, to make you feel connected, to make you feel alive? For too long in our busy sort of lives where we're obsessed on doing, we forgot the basics of getting those foundations in place. If we get those foundations in place in a way that works for us, that's unique to us, we move from stress and fatigue, feeling energetic, and rather than feeling contracted, we feel open. So, that's the first step, is so trusting ourselves, providing self-care for ourselves, looking after ourselves. And from that, we move from closed to open. The second here is actually, let's move down here around flow. So flow is very much connected to expectations. And expectations, the sister of expectations, as I'm sure you know, you're aware, is control. So when we often, what our mind wants to do is it wants to make us safe. So it tries to create systems and controls in place to make sure everything's going to be okay. I don't know if you have felt that over the last years. And so what we tend to do is, right when things change and when bad things happen, we tend to fight them, both mentally and emotionally. We'll fight against what is. And as we fight against what is, we actually end up sort of, that word says devolve, by the way, it's my shocking writing. We end up devolving because we're not with the moment, where, we retract rather than be engaged. So rather than fight, we're working on with people surrendering. And now surrendering doesn't mean giving up. It means absolutely doing your best. It just means surrendering emotionally and mentally to what is. And then when we do that, we're in flow, and that allows us to get into a more of an evolutionary state, which is to think about in every moment as things change, how can I change? How can I pivot? How can, I hate that word, but how can I shift and move and take advantage of this opportunity rather than get locked in emotionally, locked in physically, locked in logistically, locked in strategically? How can I flow in this moment rather than fight? Makes sense? The third one here is finding your inner strength. So, everyone's talking about the Great Resignation, and people having lost that inner sense of compass. And this is what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about the thing that turns you on, that makes you feel human and real and floats your boat. And for me, I've used many. I don't think language, when you're in this state, I don't think language does it justice. But the best words I can use that feel right to me are these words called creative purpose. It's when you feel like you're creatively engaging with the world in a way that's making a tangible difference, that makes you feel motivated and alive. When we're not interacting with the world that way, we feel reactive. We feel like the world is chaotic, and it's difficult to kind of grasp. When we are, and we know what that is, we feel purpose and centered. And here's the trick, and here's the thing you need to know, is that most of our creative purposes are not about the what's. They're not about the tangible, all the the stuff we create. They're often in how we do it, and who we're touching. That makes the difference, and that's the thing that turns us on. That's the thing that's unique. So I'm not going to take a whole heap of your time, but 3 skills are going to be really important this year that I know I'm focusing on in my work. Moving from contracted to open, trusting yourself by looking after yourself, flowing with what happens. So rather than devolving, you're evolving with as things change, and then find that inner strength so that you find that you can bring your creative purpose to your work and your life every day. So if you're, I guess my final ask of you is to watch this, when you've got a moment, share it where you can, like it where you can, send it around so that people can benefit, and take a moment to sit with yourself and think inside, how can I look after myself a bit more? How can I flow with things in the way they are? And how can I bring more of my creative purpose to my work in 2022? And if you want to get in touch about working with your team, working with a group of leaders, or working with yourself, you know where to find me. Take care. Talk soon. See ya. Bye.